Okay, so in day one we have seen data types and DDL and DML commands. Okay, so to extend that we need to have some constraints. Okay, so data type is one of the constraint to the table. Okay, so we can restrict the data by using data types. So at the time of entering integer data, so character data is not allowing to integer column. Okay, similarly date related data while entering, so no one can enter other than date values. So this is one of the constraints, but addition to the table we have few more constraints. Okay, so we have not null, primary key, unique, foreign key, default, check, identity. Okay, we'll see one by one. Okay, let me create one sample database. So employee number, int, employee name, varchar, salary, numeric, DEPT number. Okay. So if we insert now any values, so or you can see the sp underscore help. Okay, we can see structure of the table, description about this table. Okay, by default you can see, so I have created my table without any constraints other than data types. So if you see here, column is nullable, which means we can insert null values to this column. All the columns are nullable, so you can insert null values. Okay,
null values means 0.
No, it is null is undefined value, unknown value, so it is not 0 or it is not blank or space. Okay,
There is a question.
No, it is undefined value.
Defined what?
So unknown value. So we cannot equate with anything. Okay, null values will be like undefined or unknown values. So we cannot use equal operator even if you want to filter. Okay.
It will occupy any memory.
By default, whatever the columns have, right, same memory it will occupy based on data type.
Okay.
Okay. let me insert some data. Okay, insert into employee values. DEPT, I don't know, I can manually give null value. Okay, or if you want to give multiple rows, okay, even you don't know employee number also, you can give as null. So name X. Okay. So we can insert multiple rows by separating the comma. Even with a single insert statement, we can insert multiple values. Okay. So let's see here. Let's start from employee. So if you see, I have inserted data, so it is allowing null values. So I don't want to allow null values. Okay, so I need to add constraint to the my columns. Okay, not null I want to implement. Okay, so if you want to I have table already created, so if you want to add anything, so it is going to change structure, right? So any structural changes we need to go for alter command. Okay, so table already existed, so we are going to alter definition of the table. So alter table name employee. So we need to add constraint. We don't have existing constraint, so we can add keyword add constraint. So for column definition we no need to have constraint and keywords. Okay, so directly you can write employee number. Okay, int not null. So we are going to make it null, not null column. So nullable column we are make it not null, but it is going to throw error. Why? Because already having null values in this table, that's why it is not allowing. What we can do, we can update or delete that record from table, then you can create. Okay, so you have already in this column null values, that's why you are unable to impose that condition. Okay, so why? Because already we have null value, you cannot change property. Okay, since it is already against the property, right? So null already is there, so you need to make it or you can delete or update that null value first, then you can make it not null. Update employee. So I am updating my data, then set employee number 101 where e number is null. So we cannot use equal to operator. Why? Because nulls always going to use is operator. So equal to won't work for null.
Space is mandatory.
Not required.
Not required.
Not required. Okay, but it is improve readability, so always give spaces. Okay, so it is not updated, 0 records. If you see here, by using equal operator we are not able to get the null value record. Okay, so always you have to use is operator. So remaining all cases you can get. Okay, so I am particularly updating second record. Okay, based on null value. Okay, now you can try to execute this column name. So sorry, we have already existing column, right? Alter column name, so I am altering my column with not null. Okay, so now you can try to insert null value. Okay,
column ఇది 2 times alter usage.
hmm?
2 times alter usage సేమ్ ఇక్కడ ఒక ఆల్టర్ యూస్ చేశారు.
ఇది టేబుల్ ఆల్టర్ అవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ కాలం ఆల్టర్ అవుతుంది.
ఓకే,
సో దిస్ ఈజ్ రిలేటెడ్ టు టేబుల్ అండ్ again going column, I mean column data type and constraint we are adding, right? So actually changing column value. Okay, column definition is going to change, that's why table also going to change. Okay, so if you see here sp underscore help, okay, description of the table if you see, so now you can see nullable no, we have changed definition, so which means it is not allowing null values now. Okay, why? Because we have implemented this alter column definition, not null constraint, we have added to column. Okay, we are making this column should not allow null values, which means it is mandatory column to provide values. Okay, remaining columns it is going to allow. If you see here, let me execute this null. Okay, so cannot insert value null into column employee number, column does not allow null values, insert page. Okay, it is not allowing now. So but it is going to allow duplicate values. Okay, but it should not allow any null values. Okay, if you see here, now I have inserted duplicate rows 100, but null values I am unable to insert. Why? Because I have added the property not null. Okay, so execute. You can see here remaining computed column, so which is nothing but calculated column. So if you want to create computed column, you can add that. Okay, let's say add, so I want to make it annual salary. Okay, annual salary as salary into 12. Okay, so this computed column is based on salary column. Okay, I am going to add new column which is computed, so that is based on salary column. So then you can see here computed yes. Okay, so now you can see definition of this table. So annual salary, so whatever data type we have given here, salary column, same data type you are going to get. Okay, and here you can see computed column. For computed column you no need to worry about that, providing values automatically. Whatever values we have, this is calculated column, nothing but computed column. Okay, so if you give 7,000 something, okay, now you can see there is additional column which is annual salary. So we are not providing any value, only we are inserting values to remaining columns other than computed column. So let me see, it is calculated based on salary, the expression we have mentioned here, right? Based on that it is going to compute. Okay,
ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసాను ఎంప్లాయీ సాలరీ ఇచ్చారు 12 months, బట్ నాకు పర్టికులర్గా ఒక కాలం మాత్రమే సాలరీ ఇంక్రీజ్ కావాలి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 101 ఉంటుంది ఎంప్లాయీ నెంబర్, అతనికి మాత్రమే సాలరీ ఇంక్రీజ్ కావాలి.
ఇంక్రీజ్ కావాలంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు వర్క్ విత్ SQL queries. ఓకే, అప్డేట్ చేసుకోవాలి డేటా.
ఓకే,
ఓకేనా? సో we will see that later part. Okay, that is a simple thing. Okay, so we are in not null. Okay, so we have seen null values. We are not a table is not allowing. Okay, why? Because we have made it employee number is not null column. Same way, if I want to implement primary key, so I don't want to allow duplicate records in particular column. So any table always we need to have some unique identifier. Okay, so which uniquely identifies each record in the table. Okay, as per primary key property, now you can see you can insert duplicate records. Okay, if you see here, so I can insert duplicate records. So which means actually I am thinking employee number is a unique. Okay, but right now it is allowing duplicate records 100 two times I have given. But if you want to make it primary key, that should not allow any duplicate records and null values. Okay, primary key, so the property cannot allow duplicate records, not allow duplicate records and null values. Okay, so two ways we can create these primary keys. Okay, one at the time of creating table, the second one by using alter statement. So you already created one table, so if you want to implement this primary key, so you need to go for alter statement. Okay, so at the time of creating first time itself, you know this is primary key. Okay, then you can make it primary key. Here you can add primary key. Okay, so that we will see. So as per primary key, it won't allow duplicate records and null values. Okay, so right now I have already duplicate records available in table. So if I want to try to add this primary key to table, it won't work, it won't allow. It is again proper violation of the rule. Okay, so just like a null value case. Okay, already null value is there, how we can make it not null? Okay, so we need to update or remove the data from the table, then you can make it not null, or you can make it primary key. Right now already I have duplicate records, so I cannot add primary key. Okay, alter table name, add constraint. So additional constraint is nothing but, okay, add constraint name. So that is name we are going to give to constraint primary key. Okay, so by using that we can drop that constraint later point, or you can alter. So we cannot alter, we can drop. Okay, so primary key, so how we can use primary key? So it is a primary key, right? pk underscore on which table we are giving employee. So this is naming convention we have to follow, and on which column you are going to add constraint, that column name pk underscore, which means primary key employee table, and on employee number column we are going to add primary key. So primary key of employee number. So we are saying we are altering table and adding the primary key to the employee number column. Okay, add constraint name. Okay, primary key of, so this is for naming. Okay, if you won't give name, system automatically give some name. Okay, so we can use, always it is better to add our own constraint names. Okay, so let me add now. So same way but in case of not null, okay, we have somewhere we have used it, right? Alter table employee alter column key number int not null. So for not null constraint, we no need to add like this way. Okay, we can alter table definition and you can add like this way. Okay, but in case of primary key, you need to add constraint. Okay, constraint name. So let me add now. So it is showing create unique index statement terminated because a duplicate was, see, it is saying, so duplicate key already is there in the object, that's why you are not able to add primary key. What you have to do now, you have to delete that record, duplicate record, okay, from the table. So 100, okay, I'll delete from the table, or I can update. Okay, so better I'll delete. Okay, so why? Because I am not able to update, so there is no unique identifier here. So I have two duplicate records, all the values are same. Okay, that's why I am unable to update specific only particular one record here. Okay, that's why what I can do, I can delete from this table, delete from employee, where employee number, only employee number 100 is duplicate. Okay, remaining are distinct values only. Okay, so I have deleted duplicate records. Now you can see 101 and 102, these are distinct records. So you can add now primary key. Okay, it is added. Okay, now you can see here sp underscore help. Okay, table definition, if you see here, go down, so primary key constraint. Okay, so primary key constraint name and on table, so like this you can add, so it automatically add to this row. Okay, so under constraint you can see the constraint, and also one clustered index created. So if you see here, so I created only primary key, by default one clustered index is created. Okay, if you see here, index is created on primary key column. So let's see here.
We can primary key mention checha.
That is your wish. Okay, so it is your naming convention. You can add anything, even without pk also you can add anything, but as per our standards we have to use primary key, pk underscore table name underscore. Case sensitive కాదు, so SQL is a case insensitive language. Okay. So yesterday only I told you. Okay, so you can use caps or small. See, I have created with employee, but I am accessing through small. Okay, lowercase. So now we need to test this property. What is primary key? I given definition, so it cannot allow duplicate values and null values. So null values we know already, the table definition itself, it is not going to allow null values. Okay, it is not going to allow null values, since you can already see nullable. No. Okay, so if you see here, let me try it, no issue. So cannot allow cannot insert the null into column employee name. So anyway, definition itself, it is not allowing null value, but we will try with duplicate records 101. Okay, so I'm going to insert. So already we have a 101 record.
Duplicate also not allowed.
Yeah, that's what we need to check, right?
Okay.
So we have created, I am saying it is not going to allow if you add primary key to your table, but you have to manually try and check. Okay, now 101 already there, so I am trying to insert 102 101 again. Okay, so violation of primary key constraint. Okay, cannot insert duplicate key in object employee. Duplicate key value also it is showing. So 101 already there, so you are unable to insert. Okay, so you have to try with different value. 103 it is going to allow. Why? Because it is not there. Okay, so per table only one primary key I can create. Okay,
రెండో ప్రైమరీ కీ ఉంది.
okay, only one primary key we can create per table. Okay, let's say I have another requirement. Okay, I need to have other column also need to maintain uniqueness. So employee name also should not be duplicated, my case. Okay, in that case, so I don't have any alternate now to use again primary key. Why? Because only one primary key I can make it per table. So if I want to add one more key, so we have similar functionality of primary key, which is nothing but unique key. Okay, so we have unique key. Okay, let me try on employee name. So in this column we don't have any duplicate records. XXS, YYY, ZZ is there. Those are unique. So I no need to delete anything or update anything. So I can directly insert the unique key. Okay, let me take this. So same way how we can make it unique key. So alter table name, add constraint, we are going to use unique key, right? UQ we can give. So employee number, but employee table, but now we are going to give this uniqueness on employee name column. Okay, so instead of primary key we can make it unique. So we don't have any keyword key, so unique keyword itself we are saying unique key. Okay, so here on which column we are going to give employee name, so we have to update that. So alter table name, add constraint name and key of column. So this is syntax. So what is unique key property? So
It won't allow any duplicate.
Does not allow any duplicate values, but it will allow one null value. So in Oracle it will allow multiple null values, but in SQL Server only one null value it is going to allow. So even null values also making unique. By using null also it is making unique record. Okay, only one null we can insert per table, per the column. Okay, so I am trying to add this. So it is added. Why? Because already employee name columns we don't have any duplicate, that's why it is added. If any duplicates are there, it will throw again error, violation of the constraint. Okay, duplicate values. Okay, if you see here, let's go for definition. Okay, so we can see. So we can add multiple unique keys. Primary key only one we can add. so which is going to sort physically. Okay, on primary key column data is going to sort whatever order you insert, so it will insert, it will physically sorted data. Okay, so if you see here, unique key I have created. Okay, and on employee name, so you can see unique. So same way, unique key by default creates one non-clustered index. So I have one clustered index, so here one non-clustered index. So when we create unique key, by default it is going to create one non-clustered index. We will see what is index and all, okay, later. So so we can have multiple unique keys per table. Okay, up to 999 we can create per table. Okay, but in case of primary key, it is only one we can create per table. One only per table, and that column, whatever key column is going to sort. Okay, okay. So if you insert let's say 100, so let me try. Okay, so I have a new record 100, but employee name is okay. So employee name is already judged available. Okay, I am trying to again insert same value. So now you can see violation of unique key. Why? Because so the primary key column is not duplicated now. So 100 not available in table. Okay, so it is new. But when we go for ename, so it is judged already available in this table. So it is violating the unique key constraint. Okay, it is showing cannot insert duplicate key in object employee. Duplicate key value is this. So we have already that value, so it is not going to allow duplicate records here. So you can see here already available, so I can make it so now I can insert. So let's try with 104 null value. Okay, even one null is going to insert. So let me try with one more null in same. Okay, on employee name I am inserting one more null value, so it is violated again null value. Why? Because only one null value it is going to allow, that's why it is violating the principle and it is not going to insert the values. Okay, so only one null value you can get. Okay, so if you want to make it same as primary key, what you can do? So even I don't want to insert null values to unique key column, what we can do? So let me delete this. Okay, this record delete from employee. I don't want to insert null value where a number equal to 104. Okay, now what you can do, select star from employee. See, I can create only one primary key which cannot allow duplicate records and null values, but in the key case it is allowing null value. I don't want to make it null value to unique key also. Same functionality whatever we are getting for primary key, so I need in another columns also. What we can do, we can make it not null on the column. So let's say we are working on employee number, so sorry, employee name, right? Ename column. So I can make it ename not null, then I can add unique key. See, if you see definition, so we have seen unique key does not allow any null values. Okay, that we have seen already. Okay, but null values we want to restrict. So just see here, ename is nullable. Okay, how it is, how we can make it not null? Okay, by using alter command and make it not null. Okay, now alter table employee, alter column employee name. So it is varchar of size 100. So I just want to make it not null, which means it will not allow null values. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I am making my employee name column as a not null. So now alter table. Alter column. So we have already unique key. So what we can do? So first we need to drop that key. Okay, unique key. Then you can insert the you can create the not null constraint. Okay, later again you can use unique. Okay, so the order, what I can do, see my constraint. Okay, so sp underscore help employee. So if you see here, I want to drop the constraint which is unique key constraint. Okay, so what I can do, alter table employee, alter not required. We are dropping constraint, drop constraint name. So we have given unique key constraint name, right? So you can give the unique key constraint. So drop constraint name. If it is column, drop column name. Okay, so let me drop this. What I can do, I can make it not null now. Okay, then again I can insert, I can create unique key. Okay, so now you cannot insert null value to employee number. If you see definition, so that's why we are saying primary key is same as unique plus not null. Okay, primary key equal to unique plus not null. Okay, one null values it is allowing before. Now I made it nullable now. Then I can use, I can use unique key on this column. So if you insert the functionality, now it is same primary key and unique key, but the only thing we cannot make it sort. Okay, in table only one column, on one way only we can sort. Okay, we cannot sort on multiple columns. Okay, other than primary key column. So now if you want to insert, you can try to insert.
Sir.
So try to insert null value. Definition itself, it is not allowing null value. Wait a minute. So the definition itself, it is not allowing null value. We already made it not null. Okay. So anyway, it is not going to allow. Okay. Uniqueness we have already seen by unique keyword. Okay. We have added unique key and it won't allow any duplicate records. Okay. Okay, now you can see here. So I cannot insert again duplicate records and null values. So Mahesh already there, so I am trying to insert again. So violation of unique key constraint, cannot insert duplicate record. So what we have discussed so far, so we have seen how to add not null constraint. Okay, so which means it is mandatory column, we should enter some value. So we should not ignore or we should not insert null values to that column. Okay, so you can see any any sign up forms. So mandatory fish star mark will be there. So which means mandatory. So backend they are making nullable not null columns. Okay, so or other validation they can do. So it will, which means we should not leave it is blank. Okay, so even space if you want it will allow. Okay, but we should not insert any null value, we should not ignore that. Okay, if you ignore means system backend treat as a null value. Okay, if you manually provide null value, that is also not allowing. Okay, so which is nothing but mandatory column. Not null means we have to provide values to that column. So primary key, it will not allow duplicate records and null records. Okay, and unique key, it won't allow duplicate records but allows single null value. So primary key is same as unique plus not null. So if you want to make it other column also same as primary key, so we can define statement primary key equal to unique plus not null. Okay, since null value unique key allows one null value, that's why if you want to make it same as a primary key, then unique plus not null we can. Okay, so any doubts? So only one primary key we can add per table. Okay, so primary key column is physically sorted on on the table, and unique key, so we can create multiple unique keys up to 999 per table. Okay, so it won't sort like primary key. Okay, so both are uniquely identifies each record in the table, but the case is unique key allows single null value. Okay, so only these things. So when we create primary key, automatically clustered index created, we have seen that. Same way unique key created, non-clustered index created automatically. Okay, so these are only one question we can get from interview. What is difference between primary key and unique key? So you can give these examples. Both are uniquely identifies each record in table. Okay, in case of primary key, it won't allow duplicate records and null values, but in case of unique key, it will allow one null value, but remaining same. Okay, so primary key only one we can create per table. Unique keys we can create 999 up to. Okay, we can create per table, and primary key column physically sorted. Okay, unique key column is not sorted. Okay, these only differences. Okay. So we have foreign key, and we will see constraints like check constraint else. Okay, default. So we will see default. What is default constraint? So default constraint. So I don't want to make it null values. Okay. If user not provided any value, I want to insert some default value into that row, that column. Okay. So maybe location or get date. So system date time. Okay. So in the columns we can make it default. Let's say let me add one column. Okay. Alter table. Employee add location where can so I'm saying I'm adding new column. So default value is Bangalore. So how it is going to insert Bangalore value? Okay, generally we are not inserting, so system we insert null values, right? So in this case system instead of null values it is going to insert Bangalore. Okay. If user insert value, it will insert user value only. Okay.
So by default it will take location for all Bangalore.
If you are not providing value, let's say now I am trying to insert only values to few columns. Okay. So employee number, employee name, salary. Okay. Even I am not giving any value to department number now. Okay. In this case, okay, row inserted. If you see here table, so previous case all null values are there. Why? Because it is inserted before we given default value. Okay, but this time also I am not given, but I defined the definition. Okay, default definition, that's why it is inserted default value. Okay, but prior case what it is, if you see null values, if you want to make it, so you need to make remove null values, then only you can insert. But here we no need to worry about previous values. Okay, so automatically default value we can get whenever you are inserting, that time it is going to insert default value. So if you want to provide your value, you can the same value it is going to take location, right? So now I can give location as Hyderabad. If user provide value, okay, user value it is going to take. So if you see here, okay, now so Hyderabad, if user not providing value, that time only it is going to insert default value. Why? Because we defined default value as a Bangalore, that's why it is. So we have inserted the default constraint. So if you see here, default on column location, so we are not given name, constraint name we have not given, that's why system automatically given some name. Okay, if you give constraint name, here constraint name like this if we give, so same name you can get, but you are not given any constraint name. Okay, that's why system given here. The same way, if you don't provide any value to your column, okay, then automatically default value is created. So definition is we have Bangalore default value. Okay, that's why it is inserted. If you give user gives value, then user value first priority. If not, then only it is going to insert default value. Okay, then we have check constraint. So I want to check. So same way, I want to add check constraint. So existing column I want to add. Okay, add constraint check. So see, this is at the time of creating a column itself I have given here, but already I have column which is salary. On that I want to give constraint. Okay, check employee. So we are giving on employee table salary column, employee salary, check salary greater than 0. I don't want to insert negative values to my salary column. Right now I don't have any negative value, so it is going to insert, create this constraint. So now I have given constraint, so it is going to show constraint name. Now you can see here, go down. So check constraint on salary condition, we have given salary greater than 0. It will check that condition. Now what you can see, try to insert negative values. Okay, or 0, insert into employee. So employee number, employee name, salary, comma, values 108. Okay, some amazing. So I want to give 0. So but as per condition it is not going to allow 0. Okay, let's see. So now you can see insert conflicted with the check constraint. So we have to check what is condition in our return. Okay, how we can check? By using sp_help, we can see the table definition and check constraint. Like this way you can check. Otherwise, so if see you are already tables created, if you want to see, you have to go for definition. Okay, let's say I have tables here. So by using sp_help you can see, or you can take the script of the table, or you can see all constraint whatever we have created. So here keys constraints you can see. So here check constraint you can see, but this is name. So if you want to see value, script constraint as create to. Okay, so by using you can see what is condition they have written, that we can see here. Okay, just take script, or you can make it sp_help table name, so you can see the constraint what condition they have written. So based on that you can provide values within that range. Okay, so like this, so we can understand this, right? So default and check constraint having condition, so it will check the condition at the time of inserting. So if condition satisfied, data is going to insert to that column, otherwise it is throwing error, like violation of check constraint, or okay, conflict with the check constraint. Okay, so even we have created something default constraint, we can see. So these are constraints. So keys means unique key, primary key, you can see here. Even you don't know, right, on which columns you have, you can same script key as create. Okay, you can see you have created employee primary key on employee. Okay, so same way you can see here create employee name, unique key we have created. Okay, so like this way. So, any doubts so far? So not null, primary key, unique key, default check we have seen. So we will see the remaining two next class. Okay, tomorrow. Foreign key we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, so we have foreign key is a little big one, so in that we have
If we add not null column first,
mm,
then we have to delete the first not null and have to enter the null. Means if we want to enter the null.
null values you need
Directly,
to
if we give the if we want to alter the not null into null, it cannot accept.
no, you need to make it change again definition. So alter table, table name, alter column, column name, data type null.
Okay.
Before it was not null, right? Then make it null, so it is going to allow.
How to frame a sentence means how many we have?
Which one?
Like data type.
See, we are altering table. Okay, the first thing
Alter table employee.
table, table name.
Table name.
The syntax is like
How to frame the syntax? I'm asking.
alter sorry
Table name.
table, keyword we have to use table, then table name, any table name, whichever table you are
Okay.
altering, the table name. Okay, if you want to add a new column, add
Delete means delete.
column name, directly column name, data type, data type. Here you can make it constraint null or not null, or like this you can null or null means it is going to allow null value. If you want to make it not null, you can make it that column. So this is column. So this is case of new column creation. Existing column if you want to alter, so alter table, table name. So table name means whichever table you are want to. Okay, table name, alter column. In this case existing column we are going to change. Okay, so column name, data type. So you can make it null or not null, that is up to you. It will alter. Okay, even size if you want you can change. Okay, so this is syntax. You can get no problem anywhere, even W3 schools also you can get syntax. Okay, you need to follow this syntax. That's it.
See, first of all, this insert and alter DDL command. First of all, you have to give this alter. So you are renaming something. So table is nothing but it's by default you have to give table. After that, which table you have to change. So you have to give table name. After that, you are adding something. So add column, which employee number or employee name, salary, whatever. You have to give data type. Like for employee number, integer, employee name.
So this is syntactical language. You need to use same syntax. There is no other way. Okay. So we need to remember all these syntaxes. So if you want to add constraint, okay, so you can add constraint, constraint name, the constraint which constraint you are going to add. Okay, constraint and the value. So this is syntax. See here, table names or constraint names or column names are going to change, but the value here, whatever syntax, alter table, add constraint, that won't change. Okay.